What's up, second channel? Today on the channel, I want to talk about a topic that has been covered pretty much relentlessly in the past couple of weeks, maybe even months, where MrBeast has been made out to be this horrible person who's doing, like, I don't know, some unholy work trying to help out people who are either blind or deaf. Now, this all happened pretty recently, especially when MrBeast made the video about helping 1,000 blind people get their sight again. And this is the start of the MrBeast hate train. It was very rapid and very overwhelming before, where people would just hate on MrBeast just for any reason. Either it was giving away a car or giving away money. People just hated MrBeast because they said that he was filming people's reactions and putting it on his YouTube channel, and with that he can buy at least 5 or 6 or 7 more cars just off of that one video because of the reach that MrBeast has with his channel. But over the last 2 months, or maybe even a little bit before that, MrBeast has been getting a lot of unnecessary hate throughout his whole entire channel and throughout his career. People say that he's using these people that are less fortunate in order to get more money. It kind of confuses me because he's doing really great things in the process, and regardless of if he's asking or making money off of these people, he still asks them in advance if they even want to be on video. But this all stems from a couple videos that he made where he started to do something a little bit differently. Now, a couple weeks ago, he made a video where he gave 1,000 people the ability to see again. Now, the people on the channel filled out forms and actually wanted to be on video. Now, I'm pretty sure if MrBeast realized that the people that were getting their eyes fixed were uncomfortable being on camera, he wouldn't make them be on camera. But a lot of people were somewhat offended about this, and it kind of made no sense because this is something that the US healthcare should be providing to people that are blind. People are calling MrBeast ableist, and people are saying that he has like this savior mentality and is trying to do things in order to make himself look like the better person, the best person in the world right now. And it's like a deeper connotation and meaning with all the things that he's doing right now. For me, I just think it's a person who's trying to do well in the world, and maybe I don't think I'm being like oblivious to the whole thing. I just think people read too much into it. They definitely have an agenda against MrBeast, and I'm not sure if it's because he's spending his money loosely, but that's okay because that's his money to do that with. Him making people be able to see again isn't being ableist, in my opinion. I think it's just something that he wanted to do because they're probably on a list for either the procedure or he went out and just asked people if they wanted to get their eyes done. Him helping blind people to be able to see isn't being ableist, and that's just my opinion on it. But this also brings on like a cycle where he'll upload a video either doing something really nice for the community, and then there'll be at least thousands of people in the comments or on Twitter that just hate him. It's just a little strange to me because when he was doing like last leave the circle videos and giving people $1 million or $500,000 or anything with a big cash prize, nobody really cared about his content and what he was doing because it didn't really cater to helping other people. It just catered to helping one person that would get the money. Now he's helping people to get their sight back or to have the ability to hear again, and it's become an issue for pretty much everybody on the internet. Not everybody, but you know, the trolls on Twitter that just hate what he does for people. Now in March, MrBeast gave 20,000 South African kids their first pair of shoes, and people hated this. I don't know why, but there's a quote tweet that said, "I don't want to get yelled at again, but you guys know this is all really weird, right? Like, can you look beyond the X thing is good and think about the wider context in which all of this happens, including the nature and incentives of charity content?" Now this is from MrBeast Philanthropist, which is a second channel or third channel or how many channels MrBeast actually has, where he takes the money that he earns from these videos and reinvests it into his content. There's plenty of podcasts around where he speaks about how he doesn't really make that much money off of his videos because it always goes back into reinvesting into his channel. And the Philanthropist one probably isn't anything different. He probably takes the money that he gets either from sponsors or the money that he makes off the video in general and then reworks it back into the budget for that channel in order to help more people. This is just like when he was doing like Team Trees, where he would go on when he would go live and then have people donate and you would be planting trees, or like Team C's I donated to last year. All of these things help the community or help the environment. I think people on Twitter always try to dig in deeper. The replies to that quote tweet were kind of insane. People were saying like, think about the wider context. Explain it to us since it clearly weighs on your mind enough to make this tweet. tweet. He's helping tons of people and scaling to help even more people. And people are being entertained at the same time. Who's losing here? Would love to hear. This is just, again, what people were saying. How I feel about that same situation as well, where who is actually losing at the end of the day? It's not like MrBeast is taking food out of the mouths of the people that he's putting on video. Instead, he's giving them things. In return, he's getting views. Of course, people don't like that, but it's not like he's taking the money and pocketing it. He's taking the money and putting it back into the channel to help even more people in the wider scheme of things. This is the same thing that happened again with the Team C stuff. And once again, this would help even more people in the long run. It's just so weird to me that people are so against MrBeast and everything that he stands for when there's really nothing to be against. It's not like he's looking forward to the money that comes in when he's doing these videos. But yet again, there's another video that came out where he helped 1,000 deaf people hear sound for the first time, which is the video title. And again, people are just really upset with it. They said, yet another video displaying how MrBeast just enjoys taking advantage of those less fortunate in order to garner some clicks. Terrible that this type of behavior is normalized. Everybody was quick to call MrBeast out. This tweet came out only 6 minutes after his original video came out. It wasn't even enough to actually watch the video. People just love to hate, and that's what it is with Twitter. No matter how much you do for people in the world, if they feel like it's negative or they don't know the background information about it and they don't feel like doing the research because they hate you and they get a bias towards you already, then they will not do the research in order to see where you're coming from and how you manage your money behind the scenes. People are quick to point out how you use your money in front of the camera, but they don't want to look in to see how you actually make that money or where that money comes from, which is just reinvesting back into the channel. Now, there's even more things because MrBeast bought a whole neighborhood and now lets his employees live there as well, which I think is a great idea for any corporate people in the world, because MrBeast has a big staff, and in a climate where it's very hard to even live right now, he pays for the housing, gives them a house to stay, and they are all in the neighborhood. And people on Twitter were saying that, like, oh yeah, what happens if he fires them? What, they just get kicked to the curb? But even in the past, there were people that were working with MrBeast that actually left or got, like, not kicked off or not fired, but just went different paths. And MrBeast did everything that he could to either get them a new job or give them money to be back on their feet. And this is the same thing that he would probably do if any of the staff were to either quit or get fired. It's just something that MrBeast does, and people just are too dumb to look into it and actually watch what he does or listen to testimonies from other people that stopped working with him that, you know, still get the benefits from working with him in the beginning. This is a video that I wanted to make a couple weeks ago, especially with the whole blind video that he made where he gives blind people like the chance to see again, and people are calling him ableist. This is again just a video that I wanted to make again a couple months ago, and I just knew that if I would have just waited on it, people would have just kept calling him out. But the thing is, MrBeast has been doing this for so long that even if he quits and he stops helping people, then he'll be the bad guy again, because he's not sticking his foot out. He's making $1 million, blah, blah, blah a year, and he won't stick his foot out for people that need the money or need help. Being that big and having that big of a platform and helping that many people out, this makes it to where MrBeast is stuck between a rock and a hard place, to the point where he can't really change his content, or if he can't really quit either, because people will be on his ass again for quitting. I don't think he ever will, because, you know, he doesn't really care about that stuff. But it's like the that Batman quote where it's like, die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, and that in this case fits perfectly. But how do you feel about the whole MrBeast thing? Are you one of those people that hate him because he's helping the community, or do you dig deeper and you try to dismantle what he's doing instead of just taking it at face value? Let me know in the comments below, and then we'll probably have disagreements, but we can talk about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.